All right, now I believe everyone has either WAMP or XAMPP or LAMP or MAMP, whatever you have. Just make sure it contains Apache, MySQL, PHP, and PHP And also, I believe everyone has Eclipse. So if you have all these packages that I've mentioned, then we are good to go. I myself am using a XAMPP package, so I'm gonna open up XAMPP. If you know how to use this stuff, then there shouldn't be any question. First, to ask me for authentication of my username and password, which I've already saved in my browser. Then I'm gonna click on PHP log into PHP. If you've been doing any database stuff before, you should know what PHP helps you to manage all your databases that are in MySQL. Alright, in PHP you can create databases, create tables, insert records into the tables, and so on. So I'm just gonna create a database which I'm gonna call company. Then I'm gonna click on type company in this create new database field. Then I'm gonna click on create. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna create a new database which I'm gonna call company. So I'm gonna type company in the create database new database field or text field here. Then I'm gonna click on create, and it says database company has been created. So this is the SQL query that was being used to create the database. You can really see or read that properly, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. So I have a company database. Now I want to create a table that is going to contain sales records. Okay, so I'm gonna create a table, and I'm going to call the name of the table sales underscore records. Now you need to note one thing in SQL. Database names and tables names do not accept spaces, so a table like sales space records is not acceptable. Okay, now once you must always use letters to specify your table names. You can put numbers in between, but it's highly recommended you don't start with numbers. All right, so now once you've typed the name of your table, you have to specify the number of fields that you want your table to contain. I'm gonna specify 8 fields. Okay, the fields are the number of columns that are going to be in the table. All right, so here are the fields. They provided me with a form to specify the names of the fields. The first column is going to be serial underscore number, because I want my sales record to have serial numbers. Then I'm going to specify invoice underscore number, because I want my sales records to have different invoice numbers. And I'm going to specify description, which is actually going to be the description of goods that are in my sales records. Then I'm gonna add the sales price, which is actually the price that was being sold of the product that is described in the description. And I'm gonna say include amount paid. So I'm gonna say amount underscore paid. Advise you use underscores to separate the names of multiple words in the names of the columns. Okay, I'm gonna add quantity, discount, and the customer name, the name of the customer who bought the product. Okay, now I have to set the data types for the columns, as in what kind of data is going to store. Is it an integer? Is it a varchar? I like to prefer a varchar for invoice number, and then I'll specify a varchar for description. For the sales price, which is amount, I'm gonna specify a double. Yeah, there it is. And for amount paid, I'm gonna specify a double. And for the quantity, I'm gonna specify a double. And the discount, I'm gonna specify a double. And for customer name, I'm gonna specify a varchar. All right, varchar are for variable characters, something that contains names and numbers. Double are for amounts like currency and so on. and then int is for integer numbers, that's whole numbers. Now the length value types is how many characters do you want. Like serial number, I can accept up to 6 characters wide. Okay, like invoice number, I can accept up to 6 characters wide. Like description of goods can be pretty long, so I can accept up to like 250 characters wide. Sales price is double, so there's no need to put a number of characters in any of these doubles because they are just decimal numbers involved. Okay, for the customer name, customer names can also be pretty long, so I'm gonna put 250 characters wide to be on the safe side. Okay, so let's see what other attributes we can add. None of them is gonna be null, but I would like the serial number to be the index, the primary key. Okay, and okay, that's all. I just want my table to be that simple. So I'm gonna click on save here, and hopefully I don't get any errors. So here's the SQL query to create the table. All right, but what we're gonna do is to query the records that are in this table. So I have to add some records inside it. All right, so I'm gonna add the records on the next video, so I'm gonna stop this particular video.